We're on.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Jim.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just maintaining in this land of haters. You look good. I told everybody you don't look a day over 60.
You know what, Jim? You don't look a day over 80. So, what'd you think about the interview
You
that we're
don't
going
want
to
to.
listen to?
You don't want to know. I've watched it in its entirety 3 times already. It irritates me more and more every time. And I'm telling you that those people are absolute whack jobs. And they did some of the biggest cardinal rules, broke some of the biggest cardinal rules in a missing persons case. I was right about everything I said from day one. And every day that goes on, it's getting proven more and more. They don't have anything. They don't know where that kid is. They're not any closer to the truth. And I can tell you that that mother is the reason that they don't have anything. Look at that little girl that was lost in California. What was her name? Kaiser, Keeley, KK,
Kylie,
Kylie what? Kylie Rodney? Rodney?
Rodney.
Yeah. Her family did everything right and that girl got found.
Hmm.
By the way, everybody's all on adventures with a purpose for finding that girl, huh?
Yeah, they found her within 35 minutes.
Yeah, bullshit. There was another guy
14.
in the woods that told the cops that car was there way before they did. They're taking credit for it, and he wants the reward. From what my people are telling me, there's another guy that found that car, and I think his name was released. So I'm real interested to see who that guy is. It's out there, I guess.
Really?
Yep.
Let me get the video up. Let me say hi to people.
Where's our friend at from New Zealand?
She's from Australia and she's in the back. She's not feeling good. She has Kylie really took effect on her. Hey Sam, hey Star, hey
Why?
Sunset Sharp, because
Why
it
that
really hit her.
case?
Because just like the Christy case hit me hard. Just some cases hit you hard. Hey W.
Real quick too, Mr. X, who is one of my co-hosts, is in the chat right now. Of course, my show is on tonight. We're going to start it a little bit earlier at 9 o'clock Eastern. Last time I was on your show, I didn't have my own programming. Every Tuesday night around 10 o'clock, we're going to start a little earlier tonight on Jim Terry TV on YouTube. And I told everybody from Tyler Feller's show to come over here. So I'm seeing how your numbers hopefully swell. We'll see.
You know what? I had 1,200 in here the other night. You missed out. Okay, I got a phone number for you, Jim. Let me put it in here. Anybody wants to call in? Do you want them to call on my phone, Jim, or your phone?
I'd rather him call yours because mine's upstairs charging, and I just downloaded a bunch of nude videos of myself.
I want to see a nude video.
No, you don't.
Why?
Because everybody knows you like women. That's not even funny.
Yeah, you think you can hook me up with Michelle?
Michelle is an exclusive property now of Jim Terry TV. And the problem is all you YouTube creators wouldn't take her calls. You wouldn't put her on the show. And she comes on and now she's a celebrity. Her birthday's October 11th. We're having a special celebration for her. Tonight on Jim Terry TV, we'll talk about all these missing persons cases. But for tonight, what we've wanted for weeks is we have people coming on the show tonight. And if you watch my show, you could actually make money. Let me tell you how. We have contests on our show. So if you can eat a stick of butter in 60 seconds
right.
on camera live on Jim Terry TV, we will go ahead and PayPal you that money right away. We got 2 gay guys that live together that think they could do it. One's a musician and he's missing his front teeth. He said he could just smash it all in. So I'm dying to see that on the program tonight on Jim Terry TV. Can they get it done? And that challenge is open for anybody here.
Okay, well, I got the phone number scrolling. That is my real phone number, guys. So if anybody wants to call me in the middle of the night and talk dirty to me, there you go. Hey, Adele. It's not my real number. I'm kidding. Hey, Sem. Hey, Rob. So your thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and start the interview, Jim.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious. Let me just check my sound.
Now, you sound a little different today. Do you have some dental work done or what's going on with you?
No, I have congestion in my nose.
Where are you at right now?
In Maine.
No. Have you moved into the new place?
Not yet.
Why? What the hell takes so long to move into an apartment complex?
Has been missing
because the apartment community is being built, Jim. I can't make them go any faster.
whereabouts of,
I thought you were waiting. I
but
thought you
also
said
what's happening with the
I thought you were just
investigation.
moving into an
And
existing
joining me now
No,
in the
no,
studio,
they're building
Candace
it.
Cooley. She is Dylan's mom, also Justin Rounds, Dylan's father. I think we spoke, man, 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's crazy how fast time has gone. First of all, how are you guys doing?
We're holding up, pushing forward. Just
Let me pause this real quick. I actually had those pictures, niece, and I didn't show them because that day she was found. But I know exactly what you're talking about. And Candace looks like she's worn out, Jim.
She's not worn out. She's detached. He's worn out. She hasn't been there in over. We went and searched for a month. Congratulations. You're going to see the difference between, I wish somebody would do me this favor on one of these shows one time here, MonkieMar. I wish somebody would play Kylie Rodney's mom next to Dylan Rounds' mom and see the stark contrast between the two. Oh, everybody grieves in different ways. Yeah, 5 months after they find the person, not while the person's missing. That family over there did everything right. By the way, there's a person in your chat room right now named Graham that if I never asked this, I'd like you to block and get Graham out of here. Graham is nothing but an irritant. Graham has had many opportunities to call and be on any show that I'm on. If Graham wants to call the show and battle me, you have a phone number. Keep him up for 3 or 4 more minutes. If Graham does not, I want Graham blocked and off of this show immediately because Graham is nothing but a coward and has been blocked from every show I've been on except this one, so Graham pops up. Graham acts like they know about the case and like they defend Dylan Rounds, but from what I understand, and I'll talk to him about anything he wants, do me that one favor. I'm not into blocking or censoring people, but Graham is...
I've seen Graham around.
Yeah.
I do lurk in your chat, Jim.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny Depp. You know Johnny Depp's in here. Do I even have any mods here? I think I do.
By the way, these shirts are now on sale. I know you want one. If you want one, I'll get you one. Do you know what that is?
Wait. What shirt is that?
What does it say?
I don't know what it says. I can't see it. I'm blind.
Let me explain to everybody just so they understand. This right here.
Shit.
This right here, if you could see, this human being right here with this giant mole. See this giant knob right here? This mole? Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know who that is.
That's Queen Bee. That's Queen Bee, ladies and gentlemen. These shirts are selling. I've already sold 18 of them now. I've got 50 total, technically 49. This is her mugshot when she was busted selling crack to an undercover cop in Illinois, in Galesburg, Illinois. It's in the press. It's in the media. There's no doxing going on here.
No doxing.
This shirt is for sale. It is for sale. And ladies and gentlemen, right now on Jim Terry TV, Mr. X, who is in the chat room, who may even call the program, has released a special video. Mr. X has released a special video, which is on Jim Terry TV right now, that talks a little bit about some of the stuff that's going on. This is a free gift to your viewers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why she won't show her face, because of that large wart.
You know what? Be nice. Hello, Erlinda.
Sorry.
You know, some people are okay with having moles and stuff, Jim. They're okay being comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah, you know who? People in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Lord, stop. Here we go. Let's listen to Candace.
keep them focused.
And what has that focus turned
When you want me to
to
stop,
going
Jim, tell
into
me.
month 3?
Getting a new lead, law enforcement lead agency in Dylan's case. That's where we feel we're at.
So let's set it up. Law enforcement, the lead agency has been the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office in Utah. Dylan disappeared. If you're just tuning into the story, he was living and farming out near the Utah-Nevada border and in Box Elder County, and they began investigating when he first disappeared. And frustrations have been building on your family's behalf over the past, well, kind of since the beginning. Am I right to say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So walk.
Here we go. Graham. Call in now. Get rid of him.
Yeah, Graham, do you want to call in? If not, Matt's going to have to send you to the door.
Graham won't do it because Graham's a coward or Graham is lying. There's a group of these people that used to follow me around. Most of them have died off. You don't see Graham anymore because everybody's blocked him. Hey, listen, if Graham wants to come on this show and say I'm garbage or he thinks I'm a con man or she, I will let Graham do that. You know, but I'm not going to allow Graham to sit here and be a shill for people because, you know, he's too scared or she's too scared to call up the show. I won't battle you. You know what I mean? We did that with Candace Howard on this program. I don't have a problem with that. You know, I would like to speak with Graham. Maybe Graham could tell me something that I don't know. 132 people, guys, we're starting to climb.
Graham, do you want to come on and give a call, or do you want me to give you a link?
Give Graham a link. Go ahead, Graham. I dare you. One time. Come on, one time.
Come on up, Graham. Tell Jim what you want to say.
Yeah, right. Like Graham's talking to the FBI. That's right. I'm not the FBI. The FBI doesn't have anything. Graham. Coward.
Well,
get rid of him.
If Graham needs to go, I've got a couple mods in here now. Matt's here. Patty and Pink is here.
I know Patty and Pink. Super hot chick.
Hey, don't talk about my Patty and Pink like that.
Your hair looks good today. You got extensions?
No, I don't have extensions.
Your hair looks fantastic.
It's the Lion King. Hey, Charlena. Hey, Raul. Okay, let's go, Jim.
Talk me through what some of those frustrations have been.
So when we first got out there on May 28th, you know, day one, everybody knows we find Dylan's boots. Justin and I go out and we look at them, and clearly they're Dylan's boots. Neither one of us had any doubt in our mind. They were thrown on the back of one of their side-by-sides, and the search just continued like nothing out of the ordinary. So as time went on, so search and rescue, they stayed the first night. They came back the next day at about 7 a.m. They searched until about 2:30, probably 3 o'clock. They were actually stationed on the property that Brenna was squatting on, and we were told we're going to move base to Lucin Pond because we're irritating Brenna. Now that part really stood out to me, Jim.
What's that?
That they were going to move base because they're irritating a man that is squatting on property.
Yeah.
What sense does that make?
None. First of all, look at the body language of these two. By the way, they're not married. They haven't been for 15 years. And I got the police records when his family, that's Dylan's father and mother, when his family hired a private investigator 15 years ago, they caught her cheating on him and also caught her embezzling money from the family's business. He then subsequently was arrested for trying to run her over in his pickup truck.
Yes, so I know that story.
Yeah, if you're noticing a little bit of tension here, he hates her guts. And let's not forget, I was hired despite this woman. By the way, this woman is not out searching for her son. She's never cried on camera. And in this interview, you will see Justin Rounds show the emotion that a parent should show when their loved one is missing, when their child is missing. She doesn't show it because she never raised the children. That he has custody of the other two children that are in their late teens at this point or mid-teens. And she did not raise Dylan Rounds. So she comes off like a mama bear. She couldn't be more detached. Dylan Rounds knocked her out with a punch after a party because she was so drunk one night when he was in 6th grade. We had a lady call up the channel that saw it.
So Shelley says, why is there a squatter on Dylan's land? And now he was squatting on the grain truck land, right? That Dylan was going to buy eventually?
Yeah, Shelley, that's your question? Shelley, the question should be, why in God's green earth would these people put at 17 years of age Dylan Rounds out on that property surrounded by pedophiles, felons, and squatters? The question is not why is he out there now? It's why did you put your son out there with these animals at the age of 17? I can't believe he made it 2 years. You'll see the parents still try to defend that and blame everybody but themselves. And I believe the reason they stuck that kid down there is they didn't want anybody in their hometown to know that he was having a relationship with a 60-year-old man or that he liked men. Bottom line, kid was gay. Prove me wrong.
I agree, Star Girl. That Candace has a strong personality. Hi, Polythan Pam. Oh, look, she loves you, Jim. I'm going to pimp you out, Jim, and make some money off you on some online dates.
Hey, listen, I'm willing and I'm ready.
Okay, let's listen to these two. Yeah,
part of what people
he does sit very closed. The arms are always tucked under the armpits, like he's just a very closed person.
He hates her guts. He hates her with a passion, and she hates him. When I first spoke to her, she told me, I broke out in hives when I had to go into town. I said, why? You feel that sick that your son is missing? She says, no, I'm going to have to deal with my ex-husband. By the way, she is remarried to another man who looks like her father. He's got a big beer belly. He's in the beginning of some of the videos when the helicopters are out there bossing people around and people are looking at him like, go sit down, buddy. I've
One
spoken
Heavy D.
on Heavy D Sparks, right? She does not use his last name because his family has people in prison that are drug dealers. So she's going by Cooley, and I know it's tough to see, but I think she's wearing a wedding ring. It's so small you can't tell.
Oh, Jim, be nice. Stop.
I'm just saying. Oh, did you know she was wearing a ring?
No, I haven't looked at her rings. I've been watching her facial expressions and how she looks over at Dylan's father.
Yeah. Watch how he squirms and gets way over to the other side of the chair. By the end of this interview, he's almost out of the fucking frame.
Yeah, you can see how much space he is so leaned over. Like I could squeeze in and probably fit right next to him.
He would probably like that.
Need to know is Brenner had an arrest warrant at this time. Box Elder County knew this. He could have been arrested day one. I believe it would have been the 10th. It was the day I was in Elko. I believe it was June 10th. They finally arrested him on that warrant. So you have a violent criminal who we now know. So, he's got an attempted murder charge.
Where the fuck are your mods at? Can't hear you.
He's got all this stuff. He's got a warrant.
Gone.
You have a missing 19-year-old. It's all within 100 yards of each other. And you don't even think to, well, let's go ahead and execute this warrant because we can take this guy to jail right now.
James Brenner was squatting on property near where Dylan was.
Yeah.
And has an extensive criminal history, violent crimes. And you're saying when the cops first went in there, when you guys first reported Dylan missing, they should have done something with James Brenner.
No, you should have never
But they
sent your son
waited
out there.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then even when they finally did, he was out the next day and they still never searched his property. So Dylan's boots are found. The next day, Lucin Pond, they move out because they don't want to, annoy Brenner. They did not just move base. They just pulled out. They were done. I mean, 4 or 5 guys stuck around that.
I can't hear you.
Why am I so stuck on the fact that they don't want to annoy Brenner when he's just squatting on free land?
See, you're already 2 chapters into the book. Why are they putting their kid out there? Think about it. This kid is 17 years old. He's 5'6", 135 pounds. He looks like a twink. And they're putting him in the middle of that desert, 600 acres, the only kid that's got money with squatters that have these type of criminals. Why didn't you guys look into his background? You guys and your family bought the property and put a minor child down there. They ought to arrest these people for child endangerment. The kid never should have been down there. No security cameras, no satellite phones, no real tracking device on his cell phone, no water, no livable conditions. We released the photos of the property. Did I ever send those to you?
No, I do need those photos, Jim, so I can show them. You never sent them to me because you got too busy.
Okay, hold on. I'll send them to you right now. Can I send them to you now? We'll get them up.
Thank you, Orlinda. I really appreciate that. Hello, wildlife.
Hey, and listen, if anybody has any questions or they want to call in, and I appreciate you getting rid of Graham. I hate to be the guy that because I don't mind if people say negative things about me, but I am not going to sit here and have that person bash me like that and not have the guts to call in.
I got my phone. I got the number running on the bottom calling. My sinuses are acting up. Now listen to my voice. It's going to change like a frog. Okay, here we go.
Really helped.
Yeah, a few of those guys came out a lot. And
there was
a really good job.
There was some
that were
rescue. Great. So that was the day, Tuesday, that we got the phone call that Dylan was being held hostage in Montello. And so we all took off. Part of the Box Elder County Sheriffs and a few of the search and rescue guys were standing at the pond. We stopped to give them a flashlight battery back that they'd loaned us the night before, told them what was going on, and I was told good luck with that.
Who told you that?
One of the sheriffs. I don't know which one it was, but those were the exact words I got. was good luck with that.
When you mentioned that your son was being held hostage,
Yes.
the
Yeah,
deputy
Kurt
said good
Wadsworth
luck
is
with
the
that.
name. that
And
they were
then
giving.
Justin
Kurt
had to
Wadsworth.
call him, and I'll let you tell him about your
Love
conversation
Hurts,
with
Jim
Blauer.
Perry's source's Ty that heard
just
all the stories
Called
from
and told him I was going to do something if they
Ty
didn't
and
show up,
16 other
and
people.
had him
I
give me
got
his
over
word that he would get a
25
hold of
people that
Elko
told me Kurt is gay with
to
this
get
boy.
them to come.
25.
And they said they'd come, and we
Most of them
waited.
don't
I
talk
gave them
to
a
each
little bit
other.
of time before I went into the house myself, and they ended up showing up. And
The house where you were told
where
Dylan
we
was.
thought
Yeah.
Dylan
So
was.
you called Box Elder and said, you better get out here or I'm going to do something myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Make sure Elko comes.
Well, Box Elder did not ever end up coming, nor did they end up calling Elko. I called 911, and we got Elko out there. When Elko came out, they came out with 6 deputies, and they waited till they all got.
What happened? What do you want to say?
I didn't know if you could still see me. So basically, she's not saying his name, but Kurt Wadsworth is the one that called and said that he was being held captive. They all went over to Kurt Wadsworth's trailer, and that's when the key fob and the gun magically appeared on the other side. So basically, she's not saying his name. And wait till she shits all over him. She goes, "I will let you talk now," or something like that. But by the way, people are saying that Ty Corbin is my only person in Montello. I had over 25 different people, 16 of them I released on another show that had said that Kurt Wadsworth and this boy were in a relationship. I said that Kurt Wadsworth's daughter, and all she could say, drug addict, drug addict, drug addict, drug addict, drug addict. Well, so they're all making it up. Why would they make that up about that man? By the way, he hasn't had a woman in 25 years. Dylan Rounds has no girlfriends to speak of. Never even got a picture with a girl that wasn't a relative. So yeah, Justin's devastated. She's detached. It's why she doesn't have her children. It's why she didn't raise her kids.
Yeah, there's something different about Candace. It's kind of just like she's not that nurturing type.
Got there because they weren't aware of the current situation. So I make a 911 call and say, our son, we found him. They have no clue who or what we were talking about because Box Elder never called.
So Dylan obviously wasn't in that house.
No.
So that was one frustration. And then there's been a few more.
Yeah. So moving forward, so now that Box Elder released it on NamUs, we all know, yes, the key fob did come back.
So let's talk about that. There was a key fob that originally was not in Dylan's truck when you guys searched it.
Yes.
Correct. It wasn't
And a
anywhere.
gun.
We couldn't get
Anywhere.
NamUs.
And a hand
This
gun.
was the key fob to his truck to get it
Correct.
started. So then it appeared.
Right. In his camp trailer.
How do you know the time frame?
When we were in Montello at the supposed Dylan's kidnapping.
So this is information that the family, you all have known since the beginning.
Correct.
Yes.
But law enforcement have asked you to hold it back.
Yes.
And this is common in a lot of cases where the family, the police know more than the public because they don't want to tip off whoever might be involved, what you all know. So you've been holding that secret as they've asked you to, but then suddenly a report comes out last week or the week before.
It actually came out July 28th.
Oh, so it's been out for nearly a month now.
It's been out for nearly a month before I knew it was. The 12th is when I emailed Box Elder and said, what the heck is going on?
And this was a report to a law enforcement agency?
So it was on NamUs.
So Jim, what do you think happened? Do you think that they did that false call into Montello that Dylan was being held hostage so they can get back into there and put the stuff in the trailer?
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think it means they killed the kid. I think they just didn't want him to know they were gay together. I think the cover up for the Wadsworths is because he never admitted to the cops that boy was sleeping over there. He never admitted to the cops that boy was spending the night and his truck was there almost every night and every morning. Other people in other shows have come out and said this that I've been on. Other interviews that I've conducted have said it. More than Ty Corbin, probably over 25 people. I've had probably a dozen people come on these shows that I've interviewed or recorded calls with, and something happened there. They got them to come over there, and they put the shit back there. While I was working with the family at this time, I told them to put cameras up, and they would not do it. They would have known who put that back in there. By the way, the key fob was just one thing. There was also a handgun that the younger brother found in the bathroom under newspapers that was not there when they looked the first time either. A handgun. So and this information I also released on NamUs to Tyler Feller, and that's why it got out there so quick.
Wow. Huh. I didn't know about the key fob. I knew about the gun.
Yeah.
Her name is, there's two ways you can do it. You can log in as me and Justin could have a login and report a kid missing, and it has to be approved. Law enforcement can log in, and it can be made to where only other law enforcement agencies can view it. The detective that did it just put it out publicly.
Yeah.
It's
You're going to
start
see
your
a
business
common
time.
theme with Candace. You're going to see that if she doesn't agree with you or if she's not in control,
Had a
she'll
lot-
attack you. And now she attacked me. She attacked law enforcement. And it's just a matter about another year and she'll start attacking the family. If that husband, if that father was smart, he'd tell his ex-wife, take a fucking walk. Go do your own fucking investigation. Stay the fuck out of here. You weren't a good mother. You didn't have full custody. You don't have custody of the kids now. They're not even living with you. Go back and suck on a trucker cock. We're going to do this on our own. Bottom line, move on. Let me handle it. For 8 weeks, she has nothing. Zero. And they still won't look into what I said was there. Well, you know what's starting to happen? Eventually, they're going to have to come around to it. I said it weeks ago. Just a matter of time before they got to look into what I said. I'll just sit back and watch. Everybody's a fucking web sleuth. Everybody knows so much more, and they don't have shit. By the way, your co-host, what's her name again? Hello?
Her name is Kaz.
Kaz, I couldn't hear you. She has monkeypox?
That's what she has, monkeypox.
I just got a private chat that she has the monkeypox. That's terrible. I didn't even know they had that in Australia.
She doesn't have monkeypox. She has a headache.
Same thing. Go ahead.
Into this one, or anyone, period,
Anyone, period. You don't even need a login.
could see on this report that about the key fob.
Correct.
The key fob was not there and then it appeared,
Yeah.
which was part of the investigation, but now it was public.
Okay, exactly. So this is our other frustration. So this happens on day number 3, Wednesday. Still, they don't even think, they don't treat anything suspicious. They don't start thinking, okay, something's not right. Like somebody's bringing this kid's stuff back now and he's missing. No, nothing. They just continued on their merry way.
Did you all think something was
Yes.
I thought something was wrong since the day we saw the boots, the minute we saw the boots.
wrong? Not that Dylan just ran away.
No.
Somebody else
He
was
never
involved.
ran away.
No.
I knew that from the very beginning, before we even found the boots. I knew he wouldn't have just taken off.
And then when the key fob appears, you're saying
Yeah.
something isn't
Yeah,
right.
and so at this point, we're starting to get a little bit of information from the detectives. Not really much of anything, but they would separate us. So they would tell him something, and then they'd pull me aside and say, "Okay, now I'm going to tell you." They would not do it together, which
Yeah,
we could
let me
not
tell
figure
you
out
why.
because then
Let me
we
tell
were
you
so
why.
frantic.
Because she's an absolute asshole. She's an asshole. And the detectives who she's already fighting with, the private investigator who she's already tried to shit on, who, by the way, was never my client, her husband, and everybody involved in this, she will fight with. So there's a reason they separate you two. You're not suspects because they tell Justin more than they tell you because nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody wants to deal with you. This is your fault. This is your two people's faults as a parent. By letting a 17-year-old drop out of school, putting him in the desert. Listen to this shit. In the desert, on 600 acres, where 75 of the over 200 people are registered sex offenders, you put him in a position to fail. What? Because you bought a $200,000 semi. You couldn't buy him a $200,000 farm. By the way, neither of you two own the property there. It's owned by the grandparents. Look at how much further he is on that chair now, MonkieMar. Look at how much further. Now, we know if that was you and I sitting there, you'd be trying to sit on my lap. Nobody can hear you, you whack job.
If he didn't have those arm stands, he would have been falling out of the chair already.
You can tell at one point, she talks about, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on the future of this so you catch it early. She starts shitting all over the cops, and he starts saying that a couple of them did a good job, and she shoots him a look like, shut your fucking mouth. I wished he would have caved her fucking head in. She is a vile wretch. And the reason her son was out there was because of his lifestyle and her as a bad mother. And the reason that he's gone is because they were too busy with their own shit. Her hopping on every truck driver she could find because the guys called my show. The guy that she embezzled all the money from his company after her husband, his fucking fiance called my show and put her under the bus. The guy that bought her boob implants called me. He wants them back. He bought her that tit job and never got to use it. He's more pissed than the guy with the cash, than the guy with the business. She's a user.
Teresa's asking who Kurt is.
If she don't know who Kurt is, she's going to have to. I mean, listen, some people are so far behind in the race, they think they're leading. I can't even begin to explain who that is. Teresa, for a super chat, maybe we could get into it.
Here we go, guys. Call in, guys.
And exhausted and emotionally exhausted. Then we would get talking and we would think we were confusing stuff because they wouldn't talk to us together.
Do you think they thought you were suspects?
It's a possibility. I'm sure everybody's suspect. You know what I mean?
But no interviews were conducted. Justin and I have never been interviewed.
This was just to pull you aside.
This is just to pull you aside.
This wasn't a formal interview.
No, we've never been given a formal interview. No, Dawn wasn't.
Volume. Stargirl, turn down your volume if I'm too loud. You want me to turn down your volume for you? Stargirl, if you want to ask a question, how about a super chat? You cheap bastard. Use your EBT card. Stargirl.
Who was on the property? Brenner wasn't. None of the neighbors. None of our. Nobody. Nobody was formally interviewed.
And you would be open to doing a formal interview?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was open for anything.
As long as they don't ask you tough
So that's
questions,
when I was told. So then the one detective took me for a ride out to Dylan's camper in the SUV, and I was told, "Did you know it was blood on the boots and it is your son's?" And I said, "No, the boots were not even at the lab."
Wait a second. I thought that they didn't tell it was blood on the boots yet.
So this is all semantics, MonkieMar. Play that question. So you took that as that he was telling her it's your son's blood on the boots. Play that question again. Play that question again.
I was told, "Did you know it was blood on the boots and it is your son's?"
Okay,
and
hold
I
on.
Said, no.
90% of people would listen to that and think that he's saying, hey, like the cop knows that's Dylan's blood. See, to me, it could be interpreted either way. He probably went to Candace and said, hey, you know those are your son's boots. Do you know that that's his blood? He's asking her a fucking question.
I get it.
He's asking her a question. He's not making a statement. He's asking a question. She's taking it as a statement. She's stupid. See,
well,
this is
exactly. How would they even have known it was Dylan Blood's without taking it back to the lab and doing forensic DNA testing on it?
And love hurts. I was not deceived by Ty Corbin. Ty Corbin is one of about 100 people I interviewed out there.
What happened? What happened with you and Ty Corbin? The last I heard, he was taking a break from YouTube.
No, he called me when we were on your show just now, asking what kind of beer cans were found in that pole barn. Ty Corbin and I talked.
Tell him to come up.
Huh?
Give him the link.
He won't do any YouTube channels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, especially this one.
You know what, Jim? I'm so driving to your house after this, and I think I'm gonna choke you. I might just punch you in the throat once.
What?
The boots were not even at the lab. He lied to me. Those boots did not go to the lab until June 6th. They stayed in the SUV. I was told that by Detective Blauer. Those exact words. That was after he had talked to Justin, and then he took me for a drive. This is what we've been dealing with. This is why our first frustration started mounting when we started screaming, and that's when they brought in the FBI offered assistance, or they asked. I don't know how it happened. So then as this continues, Weber County came out that Friday, which was great. They did an amazing search and rescue team. And then it was that next day, I asked one of the Box Elder sheriffs, I said, when do we call for a public search? When do we got all these people we're holding back?
So, Jim, who does she want to come and investigate Dylan's case?
I don't know. At this point, there's no crime. Just because somebody went missing doesn't mean they're a crime. Now, that girl out in California was a minor. She's a female. There's known drug addicts and dealers out there. Stargirl says, Jim Terry, I'm a fan. I texted you all the way from the UK. It went through 6 times and it cost me whatever those musical notes are. Listen, Stargirl, you might be a fan, but I'm not gonna give you any sympathy because you texted me and it cost me money. Don't text me. Call my show tonight. If you want to talk to me, you could come on StreamYard and it's free. If you want to spend money, there's a PayPal, there's a Venmo, there's a Cash App. You could even give it to my girl here. Why don't you people come with a little super chat? It's your problem.
I put it up to StreamYards. Anybody can come up.
What's going on with that tank top? Your boobies are hanging out.
My boob. I don't even have boobs.
Find Dylan, and he said now would be a good time.
Oh.
So then that Saturday we held the search. We probably had 300 people. No help. No deputy assigned to us. The only deputy that was out there told me our son's case would resume on a Zoom meeting at 11 o'clock Monday, and I lost it on him.
Yeah, and I'm making this shit up.
I want to go back and watch that again. I think I want to watch that in slow motion.
Deputy assigned to us. The only deputy that was out there, Box Elder Sheriffs. I said, when do we call for a public search? When do we got all these people we're holding back that want to come help find Dylan? And he said, now would be a good time. So then that Saturday we held the search. We probably had 300 people. No help. No deputy assigned to us. The only deputy that was out there told me our son's case would resume on a Zoom meeting at 11 o'clock Monday, and I lost it on him. And so he ended up leaving. No help organizing, no help trying to.
You stupid bitch. You scream and yell at the only detective that could be out there in the middle of the desert. And look at how irritated he is that she did that. I screamed and yelled at him. Yeah, because you're an uneducated Costco worker. This is a woman who works at Costco. She should not be leading any investigation. And if I didn't say that loud enough for you, or if I said it too loud, tough shit. He looks like a dick, the hubby. Yeah, because she embezzled money from his business and cheated on him. Can you imagine being in a marriage and a relationship like that, being made a fool of in your relationship, trying to run her over with a car, then 15 years later, after having virtually no relationship with her having virtually no relationship with all 3 of her children. By the way, look into her other son and her daughter on social media. They don't even look like they're the same fucking species of Dylan Rounds. Designer shoes, nice clothes. They're dating girlfriends and boyfriends. They got these huge high school careers. And this fucking kid didn't even get his teeth fixed. He looks like he just walked out of a cave and he's the oldest child. These people are disgusting. He's probably is a dick. But you put a dick like that in a room with a bitch like this, you're going to get fireworks, and that's what happened. And now he's got to deal with her. If I was her current husband, I wouldn't let her anywhere near that guy. But
thank you, Annie.
He's just lucky to have a woman that gives him half a wood. What do you want from me?
What do you mean? What is a woman going to do with a half of a wood?
It's better than the noodles you're getting.
No, I need a full cord, not a half of a piece of wood.
I heard your
Thank you, Annie. Are you okay? Very much. Huh?
Thank you, Annie. Now, see, that's somebody that you should respect. You put the super stickers and the questions up there way too early. They got to come with some shekels. But now, what's this? I'm hearing you're dating some dude. Who is this guy? He lives far away?
Who am I dating?
Yeah, I heard you're dating a guy and he lives kind of far away from you. You see him every once in a while. Who is that? I heard you went to a carnival with him or a fair.
Oh, stop lying, Jim. Let's continue.
Who is that guy? Black? He's a black guy?
Stop.
Safe, no help on this is how you search. Nothing.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine put a post on Facebook just asking people, if you're going out this weekend to ride your side-by-sides or whatever, just come up this way. And we didn't even know where to send people, what to do. And
you have no clue what we're doing.
We had a lot of people came, and it was really awesome that people would come and do that.
Jim, I'm dating my elderly cat. She lives in New Zealand.
Blind.
Not experienced organizing these huge searches.
Oh, he had no idea.
No. So you have written, is it a...
No, Jim. I have seen her on cam. She is a beautiful woman. She lives in New Zealand.
Why don't she come up now? I want to hear her accent.
Well, maybe if you join the book club on Wednesday night, you can talk to all of my girls from around the world.
What type
letter?
Yeah, so it's a letter demanding.
I'll tell you later.
And the reasons why.
These
and then the
nuts.
timeline, and I sent you a copy of that, and that's I finally had to stop because I could just keep going. There is so many places they dropped the ball on Dylan's case. I mean, they didn't even call it criminal until the 15th of June, and they had no more evidence than we had on day 3. They had the same amount of everything.
It was so frustrating at the beginning, and then
Okay, Jim. So besides the fact that we now have Brenner in jail, what other stuff do we have since day 3?
Nothing. They don't have shit. And they arrested Jim Brenner on a charge they could, like she just said, they could have arrested him on 6 months ago. Everybody they arrested.
And
What's
why do you feel that they did not arrest him when they first knew that he had a warrant?
Because you could arrest everybody in that shithole. You could arrest all of them. They all have warrants. It's why they're squatting out there. They all have criminal histories. They all are into some dirt out there. The sheriff's department had a little X section of that county. They didn't have to police themselves. It's 53 miles from the closest police and 56 from a cop. There's one gas station that doesn't even sell cigarettes. So they had all the animals in one small place, kind of like Australia. Like Australia is where all the criminals of the world go. So the rest of the country,
let me ask you, when was it that you told Candace to put security cameras up on Dylan's property?
I didn't tell Candace. Candace is not my client. I told the grandparents and the aunt who hired me. The first 4 days I worked on this case, I was told not to talk to the parents because the grandparents didn't want to engage this woman. They wanted somebody else running information back to them that wasn't the mother. It wasn't until I had dozens of interviews where they said this kid's gay. Where I says, we got to talk to the family. We got to talk to all of them.
Now, did you ask them to put security cameras in before or after they found the key fob?
First, they said there was a backpack. Then they said they couldn't find the gun. Things were missing, both before and after, and they never did it. But they put them up there now because they're catching YouTube creators. Yeah, too little, too late. Well, like I said, Australia is a country. You could Google the story that was started, and that's where they put all the criminals initially.
Here we go. Kaz heard you.
What is my problem if he's gay?
I just gotta have faith that they're doing what they're doing, and
because this is a big issue with triggered woke people from the left. The problem is if the family did not know the kid was gay, and I've said this a million times, what else don't they know? He could have been murdered because he was gay. And if the family is doing such a large job of hiding what I found out in the first 6 hours, why are they doing that? What else don't they know? What about the 2 boys that were supposedly living with them? Who knows if those kids that are supposedly outside the country that were staying with them and supposedly had sexual affairs with them know more? I don't know. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I think she might be asking you also if you think that if you have a problem with him actually, if he was gay, would you have a problem that Dylan likes guys?
No, my problem is they have a problem with it. My problem is that he was gay with a guy that was 60. That was my problem, and he was out there since he was 17. The woke triggered left wants you to be upset with a guy like me who's white talking that kind of shit. They're not used to it the last 10 years. Too bad.
Yeah, Jim doesn't care if you're gay, bi, black, Asian, white, American, transgender. He doesn't care. That has nothing to do. What is this person saying?
What's this comment?
Which one?
The one that's up on your screen.
Do you know the family? I just wonder, not being rude. So yes, how did you meet Dylan's family? Who was the first ones you met? The sister?
I never met any of them in person. I was hired by Dylan Rams's aunt, which is this guy's half sister, and the grandparents. After I didn't get a chance to speak with the family much, we reached out to each other on social media, and they hired me in about day 3. And the reason
I spoke to her too, his half sister.
Hold on, I have got to take this call. It's a detective. Okay. Can you carry this? Give me a minute.
I'm gonna continue. Okay. Oh, he's got a detective on the line. Maybe he's in trouble. A lot of LDS families, especially ones who have bishops in the family, they believe in conversion, therapy, and corrective rape. Yeah, I don't know why they sent Dylan out there. I mean, they make it sound like he could have gotten a lot of farm for the money, but it seemed like it was a lot of work too with the soil. But I also thought too, like, there's not a lot of people to even hang out with there. So like how many you would have to probably end up hanging out in Montello at the bar. I mean, where else would you go living there? There's nowhere else to go. What, go hang out at the airport in Lucin at the hangar with the man from the Russia, Czechoslovakia? I forget where he's from, Kaz knows. But what else would he do? King Simone, OG, enter Kurt's Carnival at your own risk, right? I would want to be in a plastic bubble if I ever met the Wadsworth. Serious protective clothing. A watched interview earlier for the second and third time of posting same video. Nah, has a planned live tour of the tool shed. Dude takes down videos just to report them, trying to get traction, I suppose. Huh. I don't know who that is, sunset gazing. Star, is there a possible way Dylan could have had an accident that day, maybe fell into something away from the farm? I don't know. But they had a lot of searchers out there, but I am no longer convinced in any of these search teams of what happened to Kylie. Hey, Seagate. BG says, I found his grandfather has other property than in Lucin, and well, why not put him there? Candace is gun ho that Dylan drove and he found the land, and that's the land that he wanted. I do not know. But I think that if I was going to buy land like that for a 17-year-old, I would have probably went and checked out the neighborhood where he would go and to find out what kind of people are living in Montello. Because that's a scary little town. Mad Dog, that Don and Cachichio character need looking at. Who is the Cachichio? Cachichio. Never heard of that name. Mr. X. Star, if he had an accident, where is his body? Why is everyone scared to talk or careful with their words in that town? I don't know. I have a feeling that somebody might have dug a nice little trench hole. I heard that that's what James Brenner had skills in, right? Hey, Leisha. Yeah, his grandfather owns the land. Larry. I can't get over Jim's t-shirts. He should be, oh my gosh, only Jim, right? Absolutely. Shelly R. Somebody knows something. Let me see if Jim sent those pictures to me of inside of Dylan's trailer.
I can't find them on my phone now.
Okay. I'll find them.
Couldn't you take them off of one of the other websites? I mean, they're my pictures.
Yeah, I'll find them.
Hold on. Yeah, because they were sent to
Queen.
me at a party.
Michelle C. wants to know who's on your t-shirt. Hey, Linda, Texas.
So this right here, this t-shirt, this garment, this incredibly unique piece, which there is less than 30 of at this point. This, ladies and gentlemen, this Behave Queen Crack shirt with this absolute Shrek-looking human being with this huge mole. See the mole right there? This is Queen Bee. Remember Queen Bee? She has her own YouTube channel. This picture was out in public domain. This is her mugshot when she was caught with a black dude.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Selling crack cocaine to an undercover police officer. Her information and her name is out there. I am selling these shirts. Now, I have since whipped this woman into shape. She does not want anything to do with me anymore. She's scared of me. She is wanted, and they want to speak with her with their local police department because she owes them so much money in fines and tickets and all that kind of stuff. But she has a YouTube channel called Queen Bee where she's gone on and done hours and hours and hours of bashing. But in the last 48 hours, well, listen, this pig needs to be exposed. In the last 48 hours, there is a woman who has spearheaded this, who was on your show, MonkieMar. Do we remember her?
Yeah.
Candace Howard. Candace Howard has gone on every YouTube channel, every Facebook, and defamed me. Tonight I will show my license. Well, here's what's not funny about
Read
that.
Michelle's comment. I thought that was Cindy Crawford on a bad day.
Yeah, no, more like Jeff Crawford, her brother. So Candace Howard's got something coming to her. I have retained an attorney in her neck of the woods in Oklahoma, and we're going to go after her. I have
stop.
No, I have spoken with the offices that I think it's called Cleats, which deals with private investigating companies in the state of Oklahoma. They've never heard of me nor her. I've talked with her local sergeant, who is the one that just called me in her hometown of Broken Arrow. Nowhere there has she filed charges or fraud against me. I've spoken with today the Mississippi detectives, and I've also spoken in my county, and I've also spoken with the two people I was told to contact that deal with fraud from the state's attorney's office in Mississippi, where my license is based out of, and there is no open investigation. I have not broken any laws. So now that I know that everything that she's done publicly on Facebook has been for defamation, we now have the proof through those law enforcement agencies. Like they said, it doesn't cost anything to run your mouth. Well, it's going to, even though they don't have a pot to piss in. I am going after Candace Howard and her husband. And when she was on your show with me, MonkieMar, on here with her husband.
I remember.
She said, my husband's not a drug addict. He's never been arrested for drugs. Well, we found his mugshots. And guess what he was arrested for? Drugs. And I posted it in her Facebook, and she took it down. Her husband has a drug issue, which is why she wanted the money back. And she rused that other lady. And it took me about a month to put it all together. So now, Candace, make sure if you don't recognize the phone number, you answer the phone, because I got an attorney that wants to talk to you immediately. And he's also going to be sending you some paperwork. So don't hide in that house. We know you don't have a job. And that's what it is. Queen Bee is a woman that gave her a way to talk on her show. Queen Bee, we're going to see you in Galesburg, Illinois next, after we get done beating Candace Howard in court. It's coming whether you have money or not. By the way, you were the only one, MonkieMar, who did it the right way.
Aw, thank you.
Yep.
If anybody wants to call in, there's the number. You can call in. You can talk to Jim. If Jim,
Yep.
I can put your phone number in the ticker too. They can call your number too.
Well, no, they can't call my number because my other phone is
your
charged
phone's still
there.
charging.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I don't care if they have my number; it's out there. But they got to call your
Call
phone.
in.
Yeah, they're not going to.
All right,
Here's
let's get through.
Sunset Gals has a question. Sunset Gals has a question. Look like a good one. Go ahead
Jim,
and
what
read
do
it.
you think of re-releasing supposedly today his video of the tool shed he took while on tour with Kurt?
I don't have any videos.
What videos,
I don't know
Sunset
what videos
Gazing?
you're talking about. Any videos that are out there, I release on other shows because I don't know how to do that on mine. My show is not true crime. It's Jim Terry TV. We talk about some true crime, but that's not what it's all based over. We talk football. We talk shit. We talk about broads. We talk about dudes. Anything you want. And then we've got challenges. I have the only show of any of these programs that pays you to watch. So if you can eat a stick of butter in 60 seconds on my show tonight, I'll PayPal you $50. If you
I would rather eat a spoonful of like fat from the bottom of a pan after 3 weeks. You know how sick you're going to be after eating it's going to be like you have like, okay, I'm going to say something gross. It's going to be like anal ooze. And I mean, who is going to eat that? They're going to be sick. What the hell?
I don't give a shit. They want to make the money. No,
Can I take a stick of butter and melt it down and eat it on some linguine?
No. Can we dip it in cinnamon? Can I put olive oil on it? Can I melt it? No.
I was going to put it on linguine with shrimp and garlic.
You gotta no, fuck that. You gotta eat it like a candy bar by itself. That's the rules.
Ugh. And when is that happening? I know that you have somebody planned to do that.
Yeah, we got a guy that tried to come on last week and he couldn't get his streamer to work or he couldn't get his camera to work. He's a gay guy in Los Angeles. He's missing all 4 front teeth. And him and his boyfriend got in a huge fight because his boyfriend didn't want to do it. But if he could do it, we'll give him the money. Believe me, this guy's as unhealthy as it gets anyway. If anybody could do it, he can.
Did he, well, he could have just slid it through those missing teeth, right? It would have been easy as can be. Melt it down a little bit and just go.
No melting it down. You get the stick of butter. I put the clock on. You got 60 seconds. You guys are trying to change the rules. What is this? Somebody wants to give me £100 to Stargirl. Use dollars. Nobody cares about your money over there in that third world country.
I will, my elderly.
What's this girl? What's this older? This chick looks like she should be on a soap opera. I kind of like her.
Yeah, she's a very cool chick.
Why doesn't she come on live right now? Let's talk to her a little bit. See what's doing.
Do you want to come up, my elderly cats, and tell Jim wants you to come up and tell him what you think about Dylan Rounds and
Yeah,
Candace.
come on up here. She's got the big
on.
smile going. She looks like she's got some money.
Hey, Black Eagle. Black Eagle is my Mainer girl. We are going to be getting together in Maine soon since we live like 20 minutes apart. Can you imagine that?
Didn't you guys get some huge fucking rainstorm up there today or something? Wasn't there some big flash flooding going on in Maine this morning, or do I got that wrong?
I'll shave an eyebrow. I will shave an eyebrow.
Let me see your eyebrows. Aren't they already fucking painted on?
No.
Those are tattooed on. No.
No, my eyebrows are penciled in, but I'll still shave the hair off.
We might need you to shave your butt crack.
No, my butt shows in all the openers when Kaz and I open up. You can see my monkey butt right there. It's like, oh, let's go, Kaz, and there's my whole ass hanging out.
By the way, go to JimTerryTV.com. Mr. X has a special video that involves Perplex QT and Queen Bee. You're going to want to see that little gift that he has brought into the masses. Mr. X, of course, in the chat room right now.
Matt, can you do me a favor and grab Jim's link to his TV, his URL to his YouTube channel, please, and drop it?
Yeah.
Hey, Nana. Hey, Tiggy.
I like your show, MonkieMar. I talk about your show everywhere I go.
I know, because you
You've
know
done
I have,
good.
because you know I have all that blackmail on you.
I know
Yeah.
it. There's a ton of it.
Better keep
There's
your
a ton
ass
of it.
in line, boy.
Can you turn the camera around? I want to see your house.
No, I'm in an RV.
I know.
There's
I want
no
to see it. I like
secret.
RVs.
I'm not doing that right now. I'll show you later. It's a nice RV, but I'm not turning my camera around to show the
Why?
RV.
It's messy in there. It's messy. It looks like Dylan
Absolutely
Rounds' trailer.
nothing. I'll show you at the end. No, nothing's messy.
Can we
Kaz
go
will
into the
tell you
fridge?
I am
wanna see
clean.
I want to see what's in your fridge.
Well, the camera probably won't reach to the fridge. I actually got so much fruit and apples and corn and squash and green peppers today and zucchini. My hermit crabs are going to be so happy.
You have hermit crabs?
I do.
You're a grown fucking woman. What's your problem?
You want to know what my problem is? When my grown child at 23 got him in 4th grade and left house, I still have them. These hermit crabs are almost 20 years old.
Wait a minute. You have kids?
No. Of course,
Who
Jim.
left the house? What are you talking about?
Can we finish the interview before you get all my personal information on here? I try to stay incognito.
You have hermit crabs for 20 years? Would you get them at a fair?
No, I didn't get him at a fair. I got him from your mama.
What?
Here we go.
Kind of been hoping and
Your mama.
praying that they were
Your
doing
mama
what
gave
they
me
were
those
supposed to be
crabs,
doing,
Jim.
and
Yeah, look,
I've
and he's
kinda
almost
been
doing the interview outside the camera.
dragging my feet on doing what she's wanting to do, but we haven't talked to him at all. I don't know anything that's going on. I don't know.
Yeah, how often does the sheriff's office communicate with you?
Never. So they've made it to where our FBI agent is our point of contact, and he's great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's straight up, but he's not lead. He's basically, I feel like, especially, he's basically just been sent in to talk to us. And I mean, and he, like I said, he has done an amazing job and he is working with EquiSearch, but he's not lead. So if Box Elder can't even communicate with us as parents, that can't even give us the time of day to pick up a phone once a week, why are they even working his case? Because there's no point. This is absolutely ridiculous.
You know what, Candace? You know what, Candace? Maybe you should take your little ass, hire some people, go out there and look for your son yourself. Why the fuck aren't you out there? Why aren't you out there? What the fuck? You got your nails done. You got your hair did. You got the even tan. You got the boobies hanging out. Why don't you got the new fucking clam digger pants on? Why don't you take your ass out to that desert, bring an RV out there, and search for your son till you fucking find him? No, it's everybody else's fault. It's everybody's fault. The reason the FBI isn't talking or the reason that the local sheriff's department isn't talking is because you've shit on them from day one. The fuck would they want to deal with you for? A divorced Costco worker whose son's missing who thinks she knows everything.
I do have milk, Johnny. I have milk.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, we got to see the inside of your fridge.
I
Go get
will
one of
show
those
you.
back.
I will show you at the end of the live. So whatever happened with EquiSearch, Jim? What did they find when they went out there? What did they do? What was the
Fuck
actual detail?
EquiSearch. Fuck EquiSearch.
I know what you're.
Fuck EquiSearch. I don't know what they find. You ever seen the people that are on the EquiSearch team? They look like they should be in Star Wars. 90% of them people have no idea what they're doing.
I like the guy with the mustache, the silver mustache.
Who? I don't know who that is.
Dave Rader. I like him.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Raiders of the Lost Ark. All I know is that 99.8% of all people that are found by somebody hiking with their dog, not special teams that go out and look for people. Every once in a while, do they get lucky? Yeah. But those 501c3s that are paying themselves huge salaries, you could throw them all in a fucking meat grinder for all I give a shit.
Okay, listen, Love Hurts, Tim Terry, how long should she stay in the desert until they get bankrupt?
Ask her. Why would that bankrupt you? You're working at Costco. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, no, then don't do anything. Nah, go home. Go back to work. Nothing. I don't think they should do anything. But the one thing they shouldn't be doing is blaming people that are looking. They told the public not to search.
Let me jump in and say this real quick. If my kid was missing in that desert, not only would I have driven my own excavator to the scene, I would have dug up. I mean, you would have had to put me out of there in a straitjacket and sedated me. I would have went through 600 acres and just dug and dug and dug and dug.
Yeah.
You are not pulling me out of that desert till I come back with my kid.
But she's going out to eat because Duty Ron gave her $800. So her and her family went all and had some big dinner. She's gotten her hair done. She's got her nails done. She's back at work. Hey, she's going to tell you in this interview, we searched for a month.
Hey, Twin Thing, I am good. I hope you're good too.
Yeah, I've talked to families that search for fucking 30 years. They're never going to find that kid. And you know what's going to happen? Jim Brenner's going to die in jail and they ain't going to find shit.
Well, you know, in Utah, they do have a law that states that if you are convicted of killing somebody and the body is never found, that you'll never go up for parole or anything until you say where that body is. You should look into that new law.
He hasn't even been charged with that. He's a person of interest. He's charged for having guns. Nobody has been arrested for anything to do with Dylan Rounds out there. Nobody.
Nope. And if no one's gonna talk, I mean, they're not gonna be even able to prove anything if they don't find some forensic evidence. Or
somebody talks or cuts a deal. He will sit in jail and let that charge on those guns go, which I'm hearing maybe they can't even keep them for that because they're black powder guns or something. The laws are different. They're not real firearms or something. Why would he talk? Why would he say it? Why would he tell you where the body is and add the death penalty to it? You know, or life in prison. He may never get out. He ain't going to tell you where that fucking body is if he's the one that has something to do with it.
Raul said Justin will find his son.
Right. Not from a fucking couch watching football in Rigby, Idaho, Justin.
But, I mean, EquiSearch went out there, right?
Yeah, so they went out there. So what?
I mean, there's so many caves, salt flats. Like, I mean,
yeah. What do you think
unfortunately, the earth can just take Dylan and suck him into one of those salt flats, and he probably would never be seen again.
They found 2 other dead bodies out there. You know what I mean? I mean, they found people that, I mean, yeah. I mean, so EquiSearch was out there. What? Because they were out there. If they can't find him, he's not out there. Maybe he isn't. But I don't know how you could sit on a couch in Rigby, Idaho, or go into work at Costco for $12 an hour and be okay with this. But then again, if you were a detached parent to begin with, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Look at the other 2 siblings of Dylan Rounds. They don't even look like they're from the same family.
It's sad.
Because he was gay.
So, Jim, right now, what are your thoughts on Chase, Venstra, and Dylan going missing?
I think Chase Venstra's a fucking animal. Anybody that would do that to children, anybody that would do that to a woman, anybody that would do that to animals. He even told me, I spoke to the guy half a dozen times. His father talked to me. His son talked to me, both of which were on my show on YouTube. And I'll tell you this much. He's a nasty, disgusting human being that was able to survive out there because it's full of other like-minded people like him. I don't think he murdered this kid. I think he crossed paths with him. And because he looks scary, everybody jumped on the bandwagon. He's already been crossed off by police. He has nothing to do with this. What he does have something to do with it is he's the first person that told me unequivocally that Kurt Wadsworth's a homosexual. He dresses up in drag and talks about children on the internet with Filipino women overseas, not just Ty Corbin, and that Dylan Rounds and him were a gay couple together. That's what I know.
Now, who was just arrested? A Corey or?
I don't know.
You were talking about it on your show. Somebody got arrested recently.
And everybody is saying Dylan had Asperger's or he was a slow adult or some shit. I've never found any verification of that. It's amazing that people would rather say that he was a slow adult, had Asperger's, had some sort of mental issues, as opposed to wanting to suck a 60-year-old cock. It is what it is. He did not have Asperger's because he might have been gay. People are trying to make excuses for this kid's relationship. Are we forgetting about the kid in Canada that wrote letters and said, I stayed with him for 3 days and I got a video of him blowing me? I mean, are we really forgetting about the kid from overseas that's mentioned in that? Until you cross it off the list, you got to take it all in consideration. They would not let me do that. I talked with this family about this kid being gay for like a whole 11 days and it wasn't an issue until I went on Zav Girl and talked about it.
So Bronco Puppy said, Jim, my 24-year-old son works at Costco, makes a lot of money, and then $12 an hour.
Yeah, congratulations. You must be super fucking proud. Does he still live in your basement? Next.
Me too, Annie. Me too. We're almost through this.
Big for everything in this
It's been
case.
that way since the very beginning.
And you just want, like you said, pick up the phone every week, even if there's no update, some sort of communication.
Something. And
It doesn't matter where we go and who we talk to. You hear anything new, and I mean, there's no, I haven't heard a thing. Yeah, it's.
You can't just Google.
And love hurts. How do you know that?
Frustrating.
How do you know that?
Frustrating.
Prove to me that he wasn't. Show me Dylan Rounds' girlfriend. Show me Kurt's girlfriend. Show me his fiance. Love hurts. Call the show and battle me with that. You won't do it. You won't do it because you got nothing. I'll prove he's gay when you prove he's straight. How about that? And you don't know that, love hurts. Hard to explain that from an avatar over the internet. But I think we should all just believe you, right? Because, you're on here. Interesting.
I have a nephew.
Make sure
we got a phone call.
Uh-oh. Good.
Oh.
Hopefully it's love hurts.
No, it's not that. Hang on.
Now, love hurts. Is that Dylan Rounds' best friend or boyfriend? If you're his best friend, call in the show and talk to me, because I've talked to some of his friends, and some of his friends seem a little moist to me. I think if you're his best friend, I'd like to talk to you. Prove me wrong. Come on the program. If you're his best friend, why are you scared to come on the show? What are you worried about us questioning you about? See, that's the part I have a problem with. How do I know he was with Kurt? Because
come on up, guys.
24 people in the desert told me about it. That's why. Because he was spending nights over Kurt's house. Why does a 60-year-old man have a boy that's a teenager staying at his house unless he's Batman? It doesn't make any sense. Maybe in your world that's normal, not here. Have I been to Montello why he was alive? No. No.
Some people also say that maybe he was hanging out with them because God, who else are you going to hang out with in Montello? That's the only choice.
Yeah, but you don't sleep over his fucking house. You're not, you don't, it makes no sense. There was a hell of a lot of other people out there. And listen, there's been hundreds and hundreds of people that have been out to Montello and they haven't found shit. Sooner or later, they're going to have to start looking at what I said. And that's going to kill his friends. Because let me tell you something, all those little Mormon buddies of his, half of them look a little gay too. And I think once everything comes out in the fire, you're going to see that he had a little crew of them. It's why they stuck him in the fucking desert. You should see Dylan Rounds' friends from back home. Every single one of them looks moist as hell.
Now somebody thinks that love hurts is Kurt. All right, let's finish this interview.
And your letter is calling for them to hand over the case to the state of Utah.
Yes, and the FBI will assist the state of Utah.
And as far as you know, could that be possible if Box Elder decided to say
Absolutely.
we're going to do this?
And I've left multiple messages for Blair Wardle. There's 2 attorneys, I believe, from what I've gathered from other people and other agencies I've talked to. They're the ones who have guided me into this direction. From what I understand, he's the one with the power that can say, okay, we're turning this over to the state. I've left multiple messages for his office, and I've also sent the email to their office. I sent that email a week ago today, and I have heard nothing. Radio silence, not a peep. So now you're calling them out. They know we're going to come public with this. They know, I mean, there's so much. I mean, there's hours of it to go through of what they've done to Dylan's case. Just turn it over. You had no interest in the beginning. Why are you hanging on to it?
Is there any reason in your mind why you think they might not be communicating with you?
Because you're probably a pain in their butt, Candace.
There you go. Thank you.
I mean, I mean, I'm not trying to say that she's coming off as being privileged or sounding privileged, but here they're doing what they can, and look, but now you want a new agency. Well, the West Boys need a new agency. Michael Vaughn needs a new agency. We all need new agencies. Then I have to use the little girls' room, Jim.
You're
going to have to hold it down for a minute. I got to go potty.
Just keep it paused. Let me explain what's going on here. Are you going to use the restroom now?
I am, and I promise I'm going to wash my hands like you do not. I'll be right back.
Let me explain what this woman is. Candace Howard is a woman in a small town who's tiny, who was probably good looking in high school and, when she was younger, a lot better looking, not a bad looking woman now. And a bunch of dudes that look like Justin Rounds, truck drivers, blue collar guys, plumbers, Costco workers blew her head up. For years, she was the good looking girl in a small town. Okay. And she's used to guys doing what she wants till she gets to a setting where they don't. Then she doesn't know how to act. She's used to guys of a certain ilk fawning over her, listening to what she has to say. Now she's in her 40s. That's not really the case anymore. Her son's missing. She's dealing with people that are like, hey, fuck you. You know what I mean? And she's not getting her way. This is a woman who's used to getting her way with truck drivers and plumbers. With landscapers and bikers. And now she's dealing with educated people like myself, and we're saying, fuck off. Listen, we've seen the thing and you're far from it. Mr. X will tell you, these are the kind of women 25 years ago that came to LA and they were the most popular girl at Hooters. It's not working, Candace. There's no tread left on the tire. You need to disappear and let your husband or ex-husband handle this, okay? You don't know what you're doing. You're not educated. You don't have a background in this, and you have failed for months. And you will continue blaming people like the private investigator who's been right about everything, who you haven't proved wrong about anything, right? Now you're doing it to the detectives and the sheriff's department. Now you can see it's just not me. And before it's all over, you will fight with your own family, and you will not find that kid. And that guy will probably die in prison or get out, and he won't tell you shit. Because you have nothing. You have nothing. I've released phone calls. I've released interviews of people other than me talking about you, and it's a bad deal. By the way, you were never my client. You fucked up. And you fucked up.
What happened? What did I miss?
Nothing. I was just explaining the type of woman Candace Cooley is to the people out there. Yeah.
Hey, Coach Karen. Hey, Leslie P. Hey, Robin.
Coach Carlin's got a pretty good comment.
That's Coach Karen. I love her.
I thought that was an L. I don't have my glasses.
I told you regarding the body language of them on the first interview. Everyone slammed me for it. It's right in plain sight. And folks, Dylan is an adult and she's shitting on everyone.
Well, he was an adult, but not when he went out there. He was a child.
Yeah, we don't like trolls. The trolls got to go.
Who's trolling?
I don't know. Annie says we got trolls. I don't see them yet.
The numbers are starting to swell, too. They know I'm here.
Pamela says BD is not Graham. People think that Graham is here on an alt. So what is going on with Black Dove? Why are people saying that Black Dove might be on an alt? What's up with that?
I mean, he might be on a what?
On an alt.
What's an alt? I don't know what that means.
Like another account.
I don't think that's Black Dove. First of all, Black Dove's an incredibly smart dude. He's a gay dude, lives in South Florida. He had some time off. He's disappeared lately. He was on Crime Time with Jess, as was I. They were calling me to be on that show. But that show's on from like 3:30 in the morning East Coast time, which is 2:30 in the morning my time, to like 4 a.m. or something. I was on her show. She's another one that hated me. Mr. X is Mr. X. I know who that is. And he likes Candace. That's correct. Go to jimterrytv.com. See his video. But I could tell you that, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. What do you want from me? I see we got a new person here. I see. So I don't know what Black Dove's issue is. He was in this very hot and heavy. He started getting some shit. And I think it was too hot for him, you know? He was getting pinched into a corner. He had to pick one side or the other, and he wasn't willing to do that. He tucked his ding-dong into his butt, and he ran away.
Oh, my God. Let's finish this interview.
Well, what about Kaz?
Why they might be.
No, Kaz isn't feeling good. She's going to pull comments up for people that want to reach out to you. If
Kaz has the monkeypox.
If
No,
you
she
say
doesn't.
that one more time, Jim Terry, I'm going to punch you in the nose.
Oh, shit. She's here. Hey, Kaz, baby.
All right. I feel better.
No, Kaz is going to, if she sees a comment directed to you, Kaz is going to help me pull it up.
Thank you.
Johnny Depp said, hey, Kaz, why don't you guys come up? Take a
Yeah,
link.
come on.
Come
I've
talk to
dragged
Jim.
myself out of a sick bed to come
Here's
up here.
elderly cats.
Elderly?
She's not elderly. It's just a
The
name,
one
Jim. Be
that
nice.
you said you wanted her to come up. Let her.
Yeah,
she's
let's see what's
spinning.
going on. Let me blow up the screen here.
There she is. Hey, pretty girl.
Hey, gorgeous.
That's not
Oh.
her.
That's my elderly cats.
Hey,
She's
sweet
frozen.
pea.
She's frozen, Kaz.
Oh,
Hello.
hello, gorgeous.
There she is.
That's
Yeah,
not her.
she's frozen.
All right, get rid of her.
Pretty-
She's frozen.
Be nice, Jim.
Jim,
Right.
I'm telling you, my fist is coming through the screen any second. Watch it.
She's frozen. Kick her out. What's her problem?
Jim Terry, I'm warning you.
Go to the window. Go to the
I'm going
light,
to put you in
elderly
the
cat.
timeout corner in a minute.
Hi.
Go to the
hello.
window.
Now I can see everybody.
Go to the window and jump out.
Hey, Jim,
Jim.
be nice. Yeah, my elderly, you can turn your video off so that you don't freeze.
Let me see what's going on here.
I love those glasses.
Hold on. Let me see. She froze again.
Oh my
She froze.
God, Father.
Those glasses kill me like Urkel.
All right. Yeah, you're going to have to get rid of her. She's screwing up this whole stream, and I got to be somewhere in about 12 minutes.
Come back, elderly, without your camera. Yeah, she's frozen down there, smiling pretty. Okay, let's finish this. We've got 10 minutes, and I've got it on 1.25. So let's just finish it, and then we can talk about it, and then you can go on your way, Jim.
Be holding all these things close to the back.
I have no clue. I don't buy it's because they have all this stuff that they don't want to tell us, because they could tell us, hey, we got a lot, we're building on this, and we just can't tell you. That is an easy communication. I don't believe they even have that. And so it's almost like they're scared to communicate with us because everything went so wrong in the beginning on how they handled it. They probably lost a lot of what we could have had right there in the very beginning.
They did, no doubt.
I mean, you had hundreds and hundreds, of people all over that place before anything was ever processed, before anything was ever
because you
looked at.
went on the
Let us
internet.
give us
Hold
pick up
on,
I
hold
still
on.
have the text
This
message on my
fucking
phone.
moron. You know what? They just said at the beginning of the interview, I went on Facebook and told all my people to come. And they came. There was 200 people in the desert. Yeah, this is why you shouldn't be out there unless you know what you're doing. He just begged people to come out there. They did, and now she's shitting all over it. People seem to think that if you're out there, which, by the way, I'm not a licensed PI in Utah or Nevada, which is one of the reasons I would never have been out there. I wasn't there to find Dylan rounds. I was hired to give the family information about his background, about what was going on in his life. And when they didn't like it going public, they got rid of me. They just begged for hundreds of people to come out there. Those people came out there, and now they're shitting all over it. It's everybody else's fault. It's your fault. The same way it was the fault of those parents for letting that 16-year-old girl go into the woods with 30-year-old men where there's drugs and alcohol by herself. If you're a parent that lets you, it's the thinning of the herd, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care how upset you are about it. That girl either drove that into the lake. I mean, listen, what could possibly go wrong in the middle of the woods in northern Nevada when you're 16 years old and by yourself and an 80-pound female? What could possibly go wrong? Now you're seeing why it is what it is. What could possibly go wrong with putting a 17, 18, and 19-year-old boy in a fucking desert surrounded by felons and sex offenders? Now you see what it is. Unfortunately, these are the lessons that we learn. Every year in May and June at a high school, some star athlete gets liquored up behind the wheel and puts his car into a fucking tree. It happens every year around the country. It's called a thinning of the herd. I'm not saying they deserved it, but unfortunately we make decisions and there's consequences, and that's what happened. That girl at 16 never should have been in the woods with those fucking people. Never. She made the decision, and that's what happened. If she wouldn't have been there, we wouldn't be talking about it today. Unfortunately, she did, so you got to learn from it. That's my take.
And the sad part too with Kylie is that she was going to the car show, and I am convinced that she was talked into going to the party. We will not even go on the Kylie situation, but my thoughts on that are definitely foul play. And I am far from a conspiracy theorist.
I think it's foul play if somebody gave her drugs that she overdosed on. I don't think anybody killed her, gave her drugs, pushed her car into the river or into the lake, and then that happened. That girl overdosed on her way in there, or she overdosed and then maybe somebody. But I don't think there was this contrived effort. Guys, you got that many young people out there with cell phones. They're going to figure it out pretty quick. Wait till the toxicology reports come back. I just hope they're able to figure out what's in that girl's system. And I don't know if she's a minor, we'll ever know, but you will see a litany of fucking drugs. These kids at that age are so far advanced. They've been fucking for years. They've been doing drugs for years. They're into shit that we couldn't possibly imagine 25, 30 years ago, and it's catching up with them. And unfortunately, it didn't end well for her. I just hope they are able to prosecute somebody. But one thing's for sure, a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, like her 18-year-old friend said, I've been to a lot of those parties. That party was underwhelming. You're 18 years old. You're already a seasoned whore. And you're out there in the fucking desert. You're out there in the woods.
Well,
you're out there.
Jim, Sammy's the one that put the party on, and she said that usually she was very overwhelmed at that party, and usually she is underwhelmed. I know what Sammy has said word for word, and I am still not convinced that car was not put in drive and that car was put into that water by somebody.
And how old is Sammy?
18. Let's get back to Dylan Rounds, though.
18 putting together a party with 30-year-old drug dealers and alcohol. 18, she's not even allowed to buy fucking cigarettes.
Let's finish this with Dylan.
You gotta ship it to Australia.
From the account, I asked, can we take his pickup phone? And I was told, you folks do what you need to do. Okay. And those are the exact words on my phone. Letting the grain truck go.
I didn't even know the grain truck had left.
Yeah, that was the first.
What do you mean letting the grain truck go?
They never processed it. They let us take it home.
Bonneville County processed it. In fact, we used it for harvest, and it still got all the stickers of the measurements. And
but nothing was processed there on the scene. Nothing.
Did an ISP also process the truck?
The pickup.
ISP in Bonneville County came and did a lot. They did a lot that I don't know that they had to do, but they were willing to help. Learn a little bit from them.
Do you know, did anything come back on the truck or the grain truck that you can say?
Not that no, nothing came back. It's not anything that we can't say, just nothing came back. But once again, it was so long before it was processed.
And maybe they haven't told us. The pickup's still gone.
So your one wish, your one hope now is get this to another agency that will communicate with you and will maybe get fresh eyes on the case.
Yeah, maybe a little more competent than
the
way I feel Box Elder is.
And just another example is that search warrant that Elko executed last Monday. I talked to Lieutenant Fisher. I knew that warrant was signed. It was at exactly 7:22 last Friday at night. Box Elder had sent over a warrant to get that property searched. And we'd been screaming about that property for a month and a half. Elko wouldn't execute Box Elders because it had no probable cause. It was a joke. And they would not go on that property and search without the proper warrants. So Elko worked on it, got their own warrant. So on Monday, it was an Elko warrant that they executed. It had nothing to do with Box Elder because Box Elder counties was a joke. And we were never told that they were declined a search warrant. We were never told any of this by Box Elder. They didn't say, hey, we're getting a search warrant to get to Elko.
Yeah, maybe if she would have
To search
listened
his
to
property, we had no-
maybe if she would have listened to me, Tyler Feller, Lance, and all the people that got that together, she would have known. No Thanks Investigates is the reason that happened. And Tyler and Lance, Ty Corbin. So I don't know what the hell she's talking about. She acts like it's some big mystery. She calls them stupid. She says they're dumb. They don't know what's going on. Why would the police want to deal with this woman? What is their motivation? And by the way, they're not going to give the case up and just say, hey, turn it over. Yeah, because the mom says, you know what the common denominator with all the issues here is? Dylan Rounds' disappearance, the police, the private investigator, the local families out there that went on countless shows and said how bad they were treated by these people. You know what the common denominator is? Candace Cooley. I got an idea. Let's just try this for a week. Go home, stay home, let your husband do the interviews. By the way, where's all Dylan Rounds' friends? Where's all his fucking friends at? You couldn't get people to shut up with that girl in California and Nevada. You couldn't get, what's her name?
That is so weird that not one friend of Dylan's came forward.
You know
That's
why?
Very weird.
You know why? I released his one friend on your show, the gay photographer. And then because his friends in about 30 seconds of being interviewed, everybody's going to go like this. Oh, shit. Oh, well.
But not even an old school friend nothing.
I've seen his friends. I've seen that kid JD. I've seen the photographer. I've met some of his friends on social media, and I've talked to some of them. And let me tell you something. It's going to take you 30 seconds to look at his friends, and it looks like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Only you, Jim.
It is what it is.
Okay, let's get this interview done because I actually have to go
Moist.
take care of
I
some
didn't
real
even know
life
they
things.
were searching it until I just got a bunch of messages from people, and I looked on Facebook and saw that video. Other than that, I didn't have a clue.
And nothing was found in that search. There have been a few messages we've gotten. I know you have too, from people that I want to ask you directly to hopefully clear it up. Was the grain truck searched for Dylan?
Yes, absolutely.
And nothing was found.
Multiple times.
Okay, we can put that one to rest. Are there any creeks, rivers, streams, any bodies of water nearby that he could possibly be in?
Just Lucin Pond,
The
but it's
Lucin
been
Pond.
went through.
It's been
already.
searched.
Yes.
They
And
searched
nothing.
it inch by inch.
Yep.
The guy was down in there walking.
You're
through the whole
answering
thing.
these questions for
The
all
other
these
question,
psychic assholes out there. All these fucking psychics that are calling me and calling law enforcement and calling the news station say, hey, did you listen to Stephanie's tarot card reading? He's in the fucking river. They're in the desert, assholes. There's no river in the fucking desert, you morons. He's answering these questions because of the large amount of psychics, tarot card readers, and douchebags on YouTube that call everybody, including me. They can't give you the score to the Monday Night Football game. They can't tell you lotto fucking numbers, and they won't tell you who's going to win the presidency, but they could talk to a dead Dylan Rounds from beyond. You fucking idiots.
But not only that, but I don't know why people are worried about waters and lakes. You've got the Bonneville, 20 minutes to the south. You've got the Salt Flats. You've got the
You know why they're
Salt
worried
Lake.
about it?
I mean,
Because
what?
Every psychic, MonkieMar, that calls me says one of two things. They're near the water. They're in the water. They're in the water. Or they're in a shed. That's what they say.
Huh. Let's finish this interview because I've got things to do. You've got things to do, and
You've
Kaz
got
we've
has.
talked
nothing
on
to
before
do
is
at all.
The two
Oh,
suspects
yes, I do.
that are in jail on unrelated charges. They haven't been charged in connection to Dylan's disappearance. What do we know about them and what's happening with them?
So Chase Venstra has never been called a suspect. He has not been named a suspect by law enforcement. We
You put up a
truly
bounty
know
for him?
nothing. I have asked, I can't tell you how many times. Have you cleared him? Is he which is it? I don't know. They won't tell me anything.
But he's in there on gun charges.
He's in there on gun charges. Brenner, he is the official suspect. There is some more stuff we know about him that we can't release that's made him that suspect. But once again, it's all the stuff we had in the beginning.
Yeah.
It all started right there where Dylan parked his truck and Brenner was squatting everything we had in the first 3 days.
Have you requested a one-on-one meeting with the sheriff?
I don't even know how to get a hold of the sheriff. I mean, we got his
How about
email,
you
but
fucking
shortly
drive
one day
down
I
there,
met
you
with him and his
stupid
wife.
bitch? How about you fucking drive down there? I don't know how to get a meeting. The place is the size of a fucking elementary school. Go down there, knock on the door instead of going to dinner on duty, Ron, instead of getting your fucking nails done, instead of doing your fucking hair and going to work at Costco. Why don't you fucking go and take your YouTube friends, go down there and knock on the fucking sheriff's door with the camera crew?
But
Why
here's
don't
my
you do
big
that?
question: she just said right there that there's more information on Brenner that they can't tell us, blah blah blah. So what? So do they think that if they go and find a new agency that they're going to find Dylan, or they're going to find someone else involved in his
You know what
murder?
the information is? I think they found out that he's done this
Jeez.
to other people in other states.
Hey,
I don't think-
Mayflower.
Yeah.
Shit. But she's like expecting, like, I mean, what you need to do is hire a good private investigator that's going to go find your boy.
Yeah, good luck. You know why they won't do that? Because what happens if they hire another one and he says the exact or she says the exact fucking
Sorry,
same
guys.
thing I do? Then they're fucked. The family had one and they fucked it up. Now they got to fall on their sword. Now they're boxing themselves in. They fought with the local townspeople. They fought with their private investigator. They're fighting with the detectives in the police department that's handling the case, and they will fight with each other next, and they will never find this fucking kid because she is a malignant cunt. Bottom line.
Oh.
Oh, Jim. I
Hello,
do not
Trudy.
like
Oh,
that
that's
word.
a horrible word.
You say the C word and you get a $30 super chat. Why don't you take
Thank
care
you,
of business?
Tiggy. You're fabulous. They're probably talking to
Tiggy's
you,
talking
Jim.
to me, by the way.
Hey, Devious. I just said that they're probably talking to you. Relax over there, big boy. Hey, Pacific Breeze. He's my future ex-husband. I'm
And
only
Sheila
kidding.
R., he'd be 20 now, not 19.
Are we continuing?
Yes.
What's that?
Okay, I'm gonna go use the little girl's room. I drink a lot of water today.
What happened? You got
Never
no.
spoken
You
with him.
you got to shit your
I've
pants.
months talked to him.
Oh, Jim. Stop.
We-
You know what, Jim? I'm not gonna shit my pants because I'm wearing a Depends diaper today because I'm so old.
Oh,
But I have to go potty, okay? Can you just chill out and stop telling people my damn secrets? Jesus.
all right, go ahead.
And that's the other thing. People keep saying,
Mr.
well, they should have
Penile
a victim's
Pump?
advocate, right? I have no clue who that is in Fox Elder. I didn't even know they had that stuff. I keep
didn't
hearing
either.
people saying to me, well, what about the victim's advocate? Well, what about him? That's never been offered to us.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. That's
Yeah.
that's the problem.
And I don't even know what that person does. And frankly, if they're part of Box Elder County, I want nothing to do with them when it comes to
Well, then
Dylan's
why
case.
would they give
a
them
lot
to
of
you?
larger
Can you imagine being
jurisdictions
the
have these
victim's
victim
advocate
advocates
and
that
having to
easier
deal
go
with this
between the
bitch?
liaison between the family. Even some smaller jurisdictions do. It's becoming more and more common. So you're saying just give us someone that can communicate with us so we know what is
Well,
happening.
and at this point, it's not the communication. That boat has sailed with Box Elder. It is turn it over to the state of Utah and let somebody handle Dylan's case who's going to treat it with the attention that it deserves. Box Elder County cannot redeem themselves at this point with me. There is no way.
Well, then,
There
good
has
luck.
been so much more than we can ever touch on in one interview. I absolutely have no faith in them as a department, as a whole department.
Look
I
at
want nothing to do with
Justin
them.
shitting his pants.
So when I ask you what's new with the case, you can say you don't know.
Yep.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. We can honestly say that. I mean, I
Well,
know
there
the stuff
is
that our
nothing.
FBI agent's working on, and like you said, his communication is amazing, but he is not lead. And Box Elder County, obviously, it just fell into their laps. I don't know if they just want to hang on to it to say we have it, but they're over their heads. They don't know. I mean, we get told we don't know how to pull text messages off a phone. We don't know how to do that. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
I do know that two news agencies, at least in Utah, Fox 13 and ABC4, contacted the sheriff's office. Fox went to the sheriff's office hoping to get a comment about this last week, and they had no response. We'll, of course, reach out and
Come over
let
here.
you
I
know
got
if they
some
give us a
responses
response.
for you.
In the
Come
past,
on
it's
over
been
here.
mainly email. Saying,
on over
there's
here.
been
I'll
no
talk to you.
updates.
Yeah.
Come on over here. I'll talk to you.
Calm down over there. Joseph said she's right, though. They're not doing anything about anything. But I
Yes,
don't know
they
what
are.
more.
How does Josephine know that? Because
But what
Dylan
more?
Rounds' mom
What
says
more
so.
are they gonna do? I'm
Yeah,
saying,
maybe
like,
there's nothing. Maybe there is nothing.
well, that's what I'm saying. Unless you want to get out there and keep digging and digging, but how much can you possibly dig around areas where they've been?
I know they're doing more than the fucking parents are.
Yeah, she seems aggravated.
Yeah, she's aggravated because she's wrong. She needs to take her hands off the steering wheel and let somebody else drive. back in the kitchen.
Yeah, don't call her the C word though. Oh, sorry, Kaz. No C word. No C word, Jim. We're against the C world here.
What else do you want the public to know? What else does the public need to know about the case in general, about this specific?
Well, I know a lot of people think that Justin and I get a lot of throwback, like, why don't you guys want people out there? Why don't you want people looking for Dylan?
Yeah.
It's not that we don't want people looking for Dylan, but what little bit could be left out there? These YouTubers who say, oh, this is Dylan's farm, we're out here filming this. We're looking for Dylan. They're not looking for Dylan. They are looking for YouTube hits, and they could.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
that I don't agree with.
Take
Hey,
the $100,000 reward down. Take and what little bit could be out there, she knows and just outed herself. That kid's not anywhere near that fucking farm. She just outed herself. What little bit could be out there, you could have a whole fucking body. Can you imagine if the mother of that girl that was just found handled it this way? There's a reason you don't have an advocate. There's a reason the sheriff's department isn't calling you back. And I don't necessarily know they're not talking to Justin and not you, because you're a fucking whack job. You're an uneducated whack job. You're a loon. You should go sit down somewhere and not talk for another 6 months and let your fucking ex-husband who had custody of the kid run this. He never should have been out there. You feel guilty about being a bad mother to him, and you're trying to have your 15 minutes of fame, and a private investigator stuck his foot right in the middle of that bullshit and blew it out of the water for you. Candace, I said this before, and then I'll let you go, MonkieMar. There is no pot of gold. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for you. I will be on live tonight on JimTerryTV.com.
We'll be there.
Jim Terry TV Live. I'm going to start it early tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to go on Tyler Feller a little earlier, back over there. And then we're going to go right into it. We got the stick of butter challenge. I got that gay guy from LA with no front teeth. Says he can eat a stick of butter in 60 seconds. We'll talk about this case. We'll talk about that girl that got lost out in the fucking woods. And we'll talk about anything else. Our phone lines will be open. You could come on. We got all kinds of shit going on. And we've also got JimTerryTV.com, where Mr. X has released a little something over there. Guys, these shirts are available. There's less than 30 of them available. That is Queen Bee, the ultimate crack dealer on YouTube, verified. It's not doxing. It's out there. It's in the public sector. I've got her criminal records. Also, if you'd like Candace Howard's criminal records or her husband's, just go ahead and get in contact with me. I'll send you the mugshots. She beat up a lady, and it's hilarious. She was on probation and arrested and in jail for it. Holler at your boy, MonkieMar.
I can't with this man.
Kaz, I hope you pop all those monkeypox blisters. God bless.
But wait, guys, don't go, because I want to show real fast those pictures that were sent. Remember the pictures, Kaz and Kylie? I want to show those real quick.
Just before you do.
Do you remember the pictures? And we went back and we looked at the date and we said that these pictures were sent prior with the lines?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can find those real quick. And I have them. Here they are. Okay. Let me open these
just
up real quick.
Before you pull them up, the autopsy results are in on Kylie.
Okay, what are those? Can you share it, please? Wait. Let me regroup for a second. I think I need to take like a melatonin or something. Jim gets me like
try dealing with him with a migraine.
You know, Jim is good people. You either like him or you don't, kind of thing. I have no issues with Jim. That's probably why I came up, because I don't want my damn picture on no damn t-shirt being sold for $30. That's why I turned the camera on. I'm like, here I am. Don't get a good shot. You put my picture out there, please get a good shot. Hide those gray hairs, damn it. Photoshop the glasses out. Yeah, Shelly. But the pictures, okay, so the autopsy, go ahead, Kazi. Because I've got to step away.
All they said was they just confirmed it is Kylie, which we all knew it was. And you know, that's all they said, and she was in the back seat. So
in the back seat, like, so she was not in a seatbelt then?
No.
Okay, let me show you guys these pictures real fast. Now, I do not remember the date that these pictures came out, but I do remember after Kylie was found, Kaz and I went back to these pictures, and they were prior to. So let me just share these real quick while we're here. So I'm just going to share a couple. So this was one of them. And I'm not sure if this is where Kylie's car was found, but this is a set 3. Let me just go ahead and share my whole screen real quick so I don't have to keep opening up everything. So we have this one.
I'll put it on theatre. Chuck us 2 off.
We have this one. We have, there's a couple more, but we have this one. And then there was this one. So that. Now this one I can almost, now that I see when the helicopter was there flying over the Kylie area, I mean, it, you know what if that was her? Like, I don't understand how they missed her in 14 feet of water, but this one,
Mm.
crazy guys, crazy. I still don't understand how she was not found.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you for coming in. Kaz, thank you for coming up and helping me a little bit with Jimbo. And yes, guys, Jim's mother, since he said I'm a lesbian, Jim's mother is the one that gave me crabs. It's the truth, guys. Everyone stay safe. Keep your babies safe. Stay vigilant. Kaz, feel better. I guess I'll see you guys over in Jim Terry's later tonight.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.